Happiness, perhaps life's ultimate goal, yet a difficult thing for many to achieve. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that I've got all the answers on how to achieve supreme levels of happiness and life contentment and how to avoid all feelings of negativity. But what I will say is that in my opinion, a lot of people fail to do some of the simplest things you can to improve your levels of happiness, and instead turn way too quickly to other life hacks like journaling, meditation, ice baths, and in some cases even medications. Now, that's not to say those things don't have a place, but they should be secondary to the most basic things you can do. And so today we're gonna be diving into the simplest but most effective things you can do to boost your levels of happiness. So get ready to make some very easy but potentially life-changing tweaks to your routine. So what are we gonna start with, you may ask? Sleep. But of course, the benefits of sleep can truly not be underestimated, as sleep is your body's chance to repair. During sleep, your brain processes and consolidates memories, helping you learn and retain information more effectively. It also gives our immune system a much needed boost, helping us fend off illnesses and stay healthy. And let's not forget about mood. A good night's sleep significantly improves our mood, increases our productivity levels, and just generally makes it easy to tackle life's challenges. Now, there's a lot of information out there these days and nuances as to how to optimize one's sleep. But today we just want to stick to the absolute basics. So let's focus on 3 things. Firstly, try to get between 7 to 9 hours sleep. With the higher on that scale you can go, the better. Secondly, try to go to bed and wake up at consistent times. And thirdly, try to avoid too much screen time and stimulation in the hour or so before bed. And for the parents of you out there with young children, I sympathize. So I guess my recommendation to you is to just try and get as much sleep as you can and wait for your little shitbags to get older and give you some much needed rest. Now on to our second happiness tool, which is exercise. Now, exercise releases endorphins, as well as other neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, which are natural mood lifters and reduce stress, anxiety, and depression. But that's all a bit too scientific, isn't it? So let's put it into simple terms. Exercise makes you feel, wait for it, better. It's really not rocket science. There's a saying that you never regret a workout, and it is so true. There is just no way you can not feel better from doing some form of exercise. So, just do it. And my suggestion would be, do it every day. No ifs, ands, and buts. And before you say you don't have time to do it, you do have time. You just need to make the time. Because I'm not trying to say you need to turn in some professional bodybuilder or Olympic marathon runner and train 5 hours a day. But finding some form of activity that you enjoy, or at least can bear, that will get your heart rate up and push you a little bit physically for 20 or 30 minutes a day or more is something you can do daily. Okay, next happiness tool. It's a real doozy, this one. It's a healthy diet. Yep, believe it or not, but diet can play a significant part in our happiness levels too. For one, consuming a balanced diet rich in essential nutrients provides the brain and the body with the building blocks needed for optimal functioning. A good diet can also promote a healthy gut microbiome, which plays a significant role in the mood regulation, can regulate blood sugar levels and thereby reduce energy crashes and mood swings, and can also decrease the amount of inflammation in your body, which thereby reduces the risk of depression and other mood disorders. Not to mention, eating a healthy and well-balanced diet will also help with weight management and body composition. And that can only be a good thing when it comes to one's self-esteem and body image. Now, don't get me wrong. There's nothing that I love more at the weekend than a good Domino's pizza. But like most things in life, the key is everything in moderation. So my recommendations when it comes to diet would be to do 3 things. Firstly, try to set yourself a weekly instead of daily amount of calories that you want to hit, and make sure you stick to that amount. And so that means if on a Saturday night you go absolutely ham and eat burgers, chips, ice cream, whatever other deliciousness you can get your hands on, and you eat, say, 4,000 calories instead of your normal target of 2,500, you will need to cut back that excess 1,500 calories from the other 6 days of the week. Secondly, try to eat 2 grams of protein per kilo of body weight per day, as that will help to keep you full, aid in building muscle, and it will also help with recovery. And thirdly, focus on whole, nutrient-rich foods, like your veg, like your fruits, like your lean proteins, your whole grains, and your healthy fats. And try to avoid too much processed food and all that sugary crap too. Okay, finally, let's talk about alcohol. Perhaps the most annoying happiness hijacker there is. And I say annoying because, let's be honest, alcohol is fun. And anyone that says that no good can come from alcohol has clearly just never had a properly good night out. The problem with alcohol, of course, is the knock-on effects. Firstly, there's the hangover. I heard a good analogy recently about how for every alcoholic drink you have, it's like borrowing time from yourself the next day. And if you're anything like I am on a hangover, you will be borrowing a lot of time from yourself, because I am utterly useless on a hangover the day after a heavy drinking session. And unfortunately, it's not just the next day, is it, that you need to worry about, as too much alcohol can reduce your mood for days, decrease your productivity levels, and it can generally just make it so much harder to be consistent with all of those good habits that we've talked about earlier. Personally, I am on a bit of my own journey at the moment with alcohol, as I'm currently 2 months in to a target of 3 months sober to start the year. And whilst I'm not going to sit here and say that my life is transforming before my eyes, what I will say is that I have felt a bit more productive. I feel like I've been a bit more consistent in my mood. I've been sleeping a bit better, and generally, I have felt happy. And that's me coming from a place of not drinking too heavily too often these days. So you can only imagine how you'd feel if you are drinking heavily consistently. Now, I'm not going to try and tell you to stop drinking altogether, but I do think that limiting your alcohol intake to moderate levels can only be a good thing for yourself and your happiness. Now, what's moderate levels, you may ask, and to be honest, who knows? But I was listening to Peter Attia recently, who's an expert in health and longevity, and he was saying that if you can limit yourself to no more than 2 drinks a day and no more than 7 spread across the week, then that's probably not a bad place to be in terms of your health. And you know what? I was listening to that and thinking that's probably a pretty good and doable protocol to have. And so there you have it, a foolproof guide to a happier life. So remember, prioritize good quality sleep, exercise daily, put the Ben & Jerry's down and have a healthy diet, and try to limit your alcohol intake as much as possible. Now, these of course are not revolutionary things, but I promise you, these small changes can most definitely lead to big results. So please, just do them. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this, please check out my most recent upload here and make sure to hit that subscribe button. Catch you later.